we're on our way to Mr Karting up in Warwickshire, where we're going to take part in their autumn sprint series. Never been to the track before. We've been invited by one of my followers.
But in today's video, we're going to go back to Mr Karting to try and get a podium on the sprint series, the thing that we were so close to last time. And this time it's slightly different to when we did it last time. So this time I'm going to be racing in heavyweights, as it's now down to 90 kg instead of 95 kg. And there's 5 categories this time instead of 3. So last time it was only elites, rookies and heavyweights all racing together. This time there's 5 categories, being elites, rookies, heavyweights, masters, which is 40 plus, and females. Yeah, so we're going to be racing with the heavyweights and the masters, so the 40 plus, so we're not going to be racing with the rookies or the elites. Format's also different as well. Last time it was a qualifying, 2 heats and a final. This time it's just 3 random grid heats, so a front, a middle and a back start. Just because we're in heavyweights as well doesn't mean there's going to be no lack of talent. We've still got Luke, who beat us last time for that podium, so he's going to be racing. We've got James as well, we've got Stu Stretton, we've got Josh East. We've got quite a bit of talent on this grid in the heavyweights alone, so it's not going to be an easy task to do. And also, to mix things up as well, it has been raining, so the track is very damp, something I've never even been on this track before. It's still the same layout, but obviously last time I did it, it was dry. This time it's now going to be wet, so it's going to be something else I'm having to learn as well. So we've got a 5-minute practice to begin with, which is what we're going to jump into. That's all the practice I've got to learn the wet weather lines. So let's get into the kart for the 5-minute practice before we get into heat number 1. And here we go then, out for the 5-minute practice session. And like I said in the intro, this is the first time I'm ever been on this track in the wet or damp conditions. So it's just going to be me learning the wet weather lines, just seeing what is the quickest and most optimal line to take as we try and use the outside of the track but finding the barrier instead. Now if we do that in the race, we will get penalised for it. So I'm having to learn the best lines not to use the barriers as a bump. As we come to this kart then on the right hand side, as we do get a bare exit in this midsection and get the overtake done. And skipping forward a couple more laps, then we've got a couple more karts ahead with this karter in the orange helmet. We are going to find our way through this back section much better than this kart ahead then, and coming down the main straight we're going to look down the inside and get the overtake done. Now we've also got Stu Stretton ahead of us, and we know he's very quick around here and very experienced around this track. So my main aim at this point is to sort of see what lines he's going to take, as I want to learn as much as I can in this 5 minutes before going into the first heat. And just like that, we're going to be starting heat number 1 as we get gridded up. And for this race, we're going to be starting in 6th position. So this is going to be our middle place start as we come around the final corner. A rolling start, 12 lap race, 13 karts as the green lights go on right now. Not get the best of starts on our end, but we do slot ourselves into 6th. Coming into the first corner, we're going to dive it down the inside as the gap was made. Going to give kart 17 ahead a little budge, and the guy in 6th place then trying to get back 5th place. We're gonna leave him the room down the inside, just enough room just to squeeze in and solidify our space in 5th place. Then gonna try to cut back on 17, but Stu Stretton coming diving down the inside as the gap was left, just showing us then that we really do need to be making these moves as soon as we can. As we're coming up to kart 17, then going to look down the inside, just enough room for us. It's just going to squeeze as it taps our rear, but luckily we do manage to get past. Probably a little dirty on my end, but we do get the position made, no penalties, and that's us up into 4th position coming into lap 2. And then skipping on to lap 7, then we've got kart 3 ahead of us, Ben Bobby, who we've caught up to in 3rd place. Going to look down the inside then as he leaves the gap, but unfortunately I'm just going to be nowhere near to take advantage. But we are right behind him then, so now we can try and see anywhere around the track that he's going to be weaker than us to try and take advantage. Like I say, because it's still damp and it's basically an indoor track outdoors, it's going to be very difficult to try and find the gap. However, we are now catching up to a back marker, so we're hoping we can sort of take advantage here. Ben manages to get past pretty easily, but unfortunately coming down the final corner, I just caught him at completely the wrong time, which gives Ben that massive gap to get away again. Now I have to do all that work again just to catch up. But coming into lap 10 then, we're right behind Ben once again as we try and go wide, hit the barrier a little bit, and we're going to get side by side then coming into turn at number 2, going to try around the outside, don't quite get it, going to try and get the cutback. Unfortunately, we're just not going to quite get it either. I don't know if Ben there is just putting his visor down or if he just wasn't quite happy with me at that point. But yeah, it just shows then how hard this is going to be to try and get past Ben, especially with how well he's placing the kart at exactly the right spots. And it's coming down this back straight then, coming into the final section. This is going to be a part where really the overtakes are also going to count. But unfortunately, he just gets away very well coming out the midsection. I just can't do anything about it. But once again, and coming into lap 11, we're going to look down the inside. Ben's just going to put his kart at exactly the right spot where I can't do anything about it. And the way that this keeps going, I might not be able to get past him by the end of the race. And then on the final lap, we'll see then that me and Ben have caught up to another back marker, the Carter in Kart 17. Now I'm hoping then that Ben doesn't get through at the right time like he did with the last back marker, but in this midsection he does that perfectly, and unfortunately I'm just going to get caught behind Kart 17. So unfortunately that just basically stops us from attacking Ben at all. So we're just going to have to accept that 4th position is what we're going to finish in, and just hope we can get past this Carter then. Unfortunately we're just not going to, but that is 4th place for race number 1. A good set of points for our middle start. So let's get to heat number 2 where we do our front start and hope we can get somewhere up the field. And here we go then into heat number 2, and this is going to be our front running start, and that's unfortunately down in 5th place, and that's just going to be the highest we're going to start throughout the whole night. So we've got some serious work to do in this race, especially when we've got James and Josh in front of us, but also both on the left hand side. Coming down the main straight then, the green light comes on and we go racing. Luckily get quite a better start than we did in the first heat. We're going to find ourselves on the inside then, and there's going to be a lot of karts going wide then. I'll get a little bit budged from behind, slot into 4th, but unfortunately just going around the outside then. We're going to go down into 5th for the meanwhile, but luckily we're just side by side then. Coming into the midsection, we're going to shut the door on 5th place to solidify 4th position. James has found himself in the lead then, and I'm going to go side by side with Josh, one of the big competitors in this race. Side by side coming down the mid pack, give him just enough room then coming out of the midsection, and we're not going to go defensive, we're actually going to shut the door then and coming into this back section. So there is us now up into 3rd position, get a real good run then through the back section, but we've got a bit of time to make up then to catch up to James ahead in 2nd place to hopefully get us into a podium position. But Josh is still not going to let us go. He is going to be on the attack, and like I said in the intro, he's one of the big gunners in this sprint series, so we know it's not going to be an easy task to keep him behind me. And then coming into lap 5, we've caught up with both James and the kart in 2nd place. As we come into the first corner, James is going to go a little bit wide, allowing the door to be opened up on the inside as he loses 1st position momentarily, but he does get his way back through at turn 2 as he's on the inside. I look on the inside to try and get 2nd place. Unfortunately, it doesn't play out. But to come into the mid pack then, I was going to be a door open on the inside. I look at it, but unfortunately, the doors are going to get completely shut, which did slightly annoy me a little bit, as obviously that's caused momentum blockage quite a bit as the 2 karts ahead have caused a little bit of a gap then, but we know we can catch up, so it's just about getting the head down and trying to catch right back up to them. Then into lap 9 then, this is where it's going to start to get interesting as car 8 ahead is going to find himself side by side with James and coming down the mid section of the track, and as we come to the exit of it, he's going to push James out a little bit wide, which is going to stop him from actually doing anything at all. As I find myself past James and I almost get budged into the back of car 8, almost taking him out. Now that did worry me a little bit, but after all that we do find ourselves then into 2nd position with 2 more laps to go. As we come into the first corner, then I'm going to get budged again from behind. We've got James on our left hand side who's going to look to try and make some ground after losing 1st place. Look on our right and we've got Josh there as well, so we've got both Josh and James behind us, so I need to keep behind while trying to catch up to 1st place, but 2nd position at the minute. Can we keep it? Skipping to the final lap then, we are going to keep second place. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite attack first position on this occasion, but we're happy with that result, with that being our front running start and starting in 5th position. So we have taken advantage and moved up. So that's a 4th place and a 2nd place. We're looking really good then for a 1st overall in the heavyweight class, but we've got one more race to go, and it's the race where I'm starting at the back of the pack. So let's see how that race goes. So let's get it and straight into heat number 3. We're starting in 9th position for this one. Not right at the back, but we do need a good result to at least secure our podium position. Coming down to the main straight, the green lights come on. We're going to get a great start actually as we jump James into 8th position, and coming to the first corner, it's going to be very argy-bargy, and we find ourselves at the moment in 5th position. Look down the inside then, but unfortunately from behind, there's going to be a lot more carnage. As you can see, I'm just getting sandwiched coming into the mid-section of the track. We solidify our 5th place, but once again just a bit more barging from behind, which is going to cause the karts ahead to get away a little bit, but we've managed to make up 4 positions, and more importantly we've got Josh East behind us, one of the main rivals. So we've got to try and just get our head down and let's catch up to the 4 karts that are ahead. And a lap later then, coming down the midsection once again, we're going to get a great run on kart number 4 that's ahead. Look around the outside coming into the last bit of the track, and well, we don't quite get it this time, but now that this back section of the track has dried up quite a lot, we know we've got good pace around it. But unfortunately it's just this first corner where it's still a bit damp. As you can just see, I couldn't quite get the kart turned in. No one else can seem to do it either as we try and go around the outside of kart number 4 once again. Now we know we've got the pace then to stick with this front 4, but we need to try and find our way through everyone. Even here, like, the gap's open on the inside, but we can't just quite take advantage right now. However, if we skip on to the end of the lap then, coming into lap number 4, kart 13 that's in 3rd place is going to go a little bit wide, and kart 4 is going to try and take advantage and go around the outside at turn 2, but he leaves the gap open for me to go down inside, shut the door on him then at the exit of turn 2 to secure our 4th place. So kart 13 ahead then, we know he's not very quick and we know we can get past him, but we want to try and get past him as soon as we can, as we've got Luke ahead leading the race, and we've also got Kyle then in 2nd place, who's also pretty high up in the points. So if we can get past kart 13, not only would it secure pretty much a podium position, it might even secure 1st place, and it'll also give me time to try and hunt down 1st and 2nd. Try and go around the outside then at turn 2 like kart 4 did the previous lap, but luckily kart 4 isn't anywhere near then to try and, well, reclaim 4th position. But we want to try and get past kart 13 as soon as we can. So coming into lap 6 at the back section of the track, kart 13 is almost going to park it at the apex on the final corner, really annoying me coming into lap 7. I'm going to try to go around the outside of turn 1, try and get a cutback, but kart 13 has come back into play. He wants to secure his 4th position. He's almost going to squeeze me coming into turn 2, as we've also got a back marker coming into play as well. We briefly get into 3rd place, but unfortunately just don't quite have the run. However, the way that the back marker is placed, then I can take advantage around the outside of the mid section and actually push kart 3 then, box him into the behind the back marker to take that 3rd place. So now we're up into podium positions. We've got Luke and Kyle up ahead. We've got about 5 laps then to try and hunt them down. Can we do it? Well, let's find out. Well, after a mega charge from the south, even getting the fastest lap of the race by over half a second, we come to the final lap and we've caught up to both Luke and Kyle ahead as they're trying to battle it out. Kyle's really trying to get past Luke, and while he's doing that, that's just bringing me closer and closer to him as we get to the mid part of the course. And I'm just going to hit the barrier on the left hand side, which is going to make me slightly lose him, as my hopes of getting at least first are slightly diminishing. But as we get to the final corners then, we're just going to collide ahead. I'm going to look around the inside. We've got past Luke. Kyle has secured himself in 1st place as we come round the checkered flag then in 2nd place on track. But if we just look at the replay then, and I can tell you now, Kyle did get a penalty from that, which means I actually won the race. I didn't win it on track, but we did win it after the penalties. But the main question is then, did we get on the podium? And with them results, did we actually win overall?
4 points scored, winning the heavy class. this round. First time racing with us this year. I think the only other race you did with us was in December last year. So in December you seem to do well. Is Robbie Booth.
That's right, we did indeed win overall in the heavyweight class. So last time we only came at 4th, missing out on that trophy. This time, not only have we got a trophy, we've also won overall in class. And, well, of course, a very cold night wouldn't be complete without a champagne soaking.
What a redemption arc. We've come back and we've taken victory. Whoa.
After 2 years.
After 2 years. Missing out podium last time, and here we are today.
And as I leave you then with Luke trying to squirt me with his liquids but finishing on himself, thank you very much for watching YouTube, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you in the next episode.